Okay, this is going to be a little rundown on how to do InterVLAN routing with a multi-layer switch or a layer 3 switch. So we're going to start off by grabbing a layer 3 switch, and we're just going to do 3 VLANs for this. We're going to connect these computers to the switch via a straight through cable, and we'll make it simple with the FA01, FA02, and FA03 accordingly. Now we've got all those connected, we're going to hop into the CLI of the multi-layer switch. As you can see, everything changed state to up because we plugged them in. We're going to go to enable mode and then config mode. Once in global config, we're going to start with setting up our DHCP servers. So I'm going to name these pretty easily, or pretty standardly, and I'll just do VLAN 10 DHCP, and we're going to give it a network. This one will be 192.168.10.1, oh, 10.0. Subnet mask, DNS server, just because I like to. You don't really need to do this, it's just in case you were going to connect a switch to a router, then that router would have been connected to, say, your ISP router. The router would have to have NAT configured and ACLs to allow the traffic of these VLANs to go through. Once that would happen, you could get internet connectivity on these PCs. The switch, even though it's layer 3 and can do some routing and stuff, it can't do NAT, so you would still need a router anyways. One of the drawbacks, but I put the DNS and server in there just kind of for fun or just out of habit. And the 8.8.8.8 is coming from, that's just I know to be Google's public DNS. So if you ever need a DNS to fall back on, that's the one that you should be using. Can't go wrong there. Give it a default router, 192.168 10.1. So this has a network, a DNS server, and a default router. These will be filled up right here. So there's the IP will be given from the DHCP, subnet mask will be given from DHCP, gateway, and also DNS. For now, we'll leave it static, but what I will do, I'll make these PC10s and 20 and 30. Just keep it kind of conventional. Alright, so DHCP for that is done. Let's move on to DHCP for 20. Same routine. We're going to do a default router, 192.168. The order doesn't really matter here, as long as the info is correct. So this one has a router, a DNS, network. And then moving on to the next one. Actually, let's exit first. IP DHCP. Network. Make sure that you're not typoing anywhere, because bad things will happen if you do. What am I missing? Default router. Alright, so DHCP is configured. Now let's exclude the addresses from DHCP that we don't want handed out, which would be the interface default router, quote unquote, IP addresses. Oddly enough, you do that in global config instead of like the DNS or DHCP config. So those have been excluded. Let's enable IP routing so it can route the packets between each other, the VLANs that is, and let's go into the interfaces here and put them the VLANs and give them mode access. Access VLAN 10 for FA01. Oh, I also forgot to create the VLANs, but this is a good way to create the VLANs on the fly. You could actually name it there, but I'm not going to name it. That's fine. Switch port mode access as well. All of these are going to have basically the same configs. And 30. Okay, so all of these guys should be in the correct VLANs. All of these VLANs should have, oh, the one thing I didn't do, make the interfaces. Interface VLAN 10, and it went up, meaning it's on, it's good. Oops. One, 2, 1, 6, 8, 20.1. Oh my god, I keep forgetting. Some of the math's pretty important. Alright. Face VLAN 30. And these are the addresses that I excluded from DHCP earlier, so I don't want any hosts to get these addresses. So seeing as how .1 on everything is taken, it should get .2. So this should be a 10.2, and there we go. It's got the address, and it gives it in like a numeric chronological order. This is a subnet mask, gives it the default gateway is the interface of the VLAN, and there's our public DNS server in case these want to ever go online. So requesting 20.2, same thing, different default gateway because this is the VLAN 20 interface, which should be the default gateway for VLAN 20, which is what this PC is on. And the same thing goes for this 3 or 30. 30.2, 30.1, perfect. So I should be able to ping 192.168.20.2. It's going to start off with a little delay, but I should get there. Awesome. Ping it again, much faster. Didn't time out the first packet. Usually times out the first packet. And let's try 30.2. So this is PC 30. Once again, a little delay because it's first time we're pinging this and generating traffic between these computers, and this one should be much faster. There we go. We didn't time out the first address here like we did up here. So we've confirmed that PC10 can communicate with PC20 and PC30, and it should be vice versa. So ping 192.168.10.2. Already got a reply. These are also instant pings because, like I said before, we've already generated the traffic between all these PCs through the VLANs. No router on a stick necessary with a multi-layer switch or a layer 3 switch. Very handy, very awesome. DHCP, so if I was to connect another PC, say on VLAN 3 or 30 rather, I would be able to do so. Let's just give it a quick demonstration. We'll say this is a 30.1. Is that allowed? Packet tracer? Okay. Yeah, packet tracer is cool with that. I'll give it a connection. So if you ever want to connect on the fly, so this is a FA04, and all you have to do from this point on is go in config, go in the interface FA04, and you just give it switch port mode access, and put that switch port in VLAN 30. Everything else is already configured, the DHCP and everything else like that, so it will already know what to do. Let's give it some time, spanning tree or whatever. DHCP requesting IP address, and this should be a 30.3 since 1 and 2 is already handed out. Well, we're still connecting here. I kind of have to wait for that light to turn from green, or from orange to green. Oh, there we go. So this should work now. Awesome. 30.3, 255, and there you go, 30.1. So already I'm seeing that this is on VLAN 30 already. And if I generate some traffic, so if I want to talk to PC1 from here, ping 192.168.10.2. Already got some replies. And this is because the traffic's already been generated between the VLANs, so everything's working. And that's how you could add as many PCs to these VLANs as you wanted. Well, I guess as many interfaces as you had, which in this case is, let's see, 24, technically, 26. And there you have it, InterVLAN routing. I hope you learned something. This took me a little while to figure out, as easy as it was. Everyone starts somewhere though. Thank you for watching.